Minister, the latest figures from the energy regulator paint a deeply concerning picture of the pressures that are facing families right across the state. For the first time ever now, we know that there's over 500,000 families with energy accounts in arrears. These figures show that there's more than 319,000 families who can't pay their electricity bills and 183,000 families who can't pay their gas bills. And these figures only tell part of the story, Minister. They don't include households who silently disconnect because they can't afford to top up a pay-as-you-go meter. For those living alone, for families with young children, these choices they have real consequences on health, on well-being and on quality of life. And yet, while record numbers of households are not able to pay for their basic energy needs, we see energy companies have once again announced that they're going to hike up energy costs. At a time when many families are already trying to keep pace with rising costs, energy bills are set to rise again. Last week, the biggest energy supplier in this state, Electric Ireland, announced sharp increases, and there wasn't a peep out of you in Cabinet or from Government. Minister, you point to economic growth. Your government points to tax records, revenues. You point to budget surpluses running into billions of euros. But none of these things can reduce the bills that are landing on the kitchen tables each month. And none of these things change the reality facing hundreds of thousands of families that are struggling with the cost of essential services. And people, Minister, are exhausted after years of rising costs. They have cut back where they can, they have adjusted their own budgets, and they have absorbed increase after increase. But many feel that there is no end in sight. And the most frustrating thing is this is all happening at a time when there is unprecedented financial resources at government's disposal. Your government claims to understand the pressures that people are under, but the regulator's own figures tell a very, very different story. They show that financial pressures remain severe for many households despite repeated assurances that conditions are improving. Minister, for the first time ever, there is more than 500,000 households across the state in energy arrears, and families are facing prices going up yet again. You still have an opportunity to act before the latest price increases take effect, and timely action now, including energy credits, would ease the pressure on workers, on families, on pensioners who are already struggling to keep up. So my question to you is, will you act now? Will you listen? Will you provide energy credits as an immediate solution for people who are really struggling? And what is your answer to the hundreds of thousands of families that are facing mounting energy costs and financial strain?
Minister Burke.
Thank you, Corda, and I thank Deputy Doherty for his question, and an area which is very close to the concern of the Government in relation to energy affordability in our country and the ability for households to pay. And one thing the Government does keep a very close track of is those who are in arrears for 90 days, which is a critical component which shows stress over a period of time. So I want to outline what the Government is doing to really reduce costs for the kitchen table, as you put it, Deputy. First of all, we came forward with a record level in an EU context per capita of an intervention to support families right across the country. We're supporting families with the cost of fuel very significantly for those who are commuting to work, for families who are working and for families who are trying to heat their home, by reduction in excise duties across all components, from a €16 reduction in petrol, a €19 reduction in diesel per fill, and looking at the logistics, how food is produced, to reduce the cost of groceries in the shelves to consumers. We've done a huge package for agriculture in terms of production and in haulage, with a 30% or 60% increase in the diesel rebate scheme, again underwriting the costs to the housewife and homemaker and person in the home, and ensuring they get that key support. There's a few areas I also want to comment on in relation to how we get energy independence and reduce the cost to the family. First of all, we have at this point in time 258,000 homes who have went through energy improvements. We have fully funded 32,700 under the Warmer Home Scheme. That's 32,700 families across the country that have had that support. We've brought forward 18,000 heat pumps, again supporting people, and using money raised by the state with about 558 million of the 640 million through those schemes, through SEAI, targeting the most vulnerable in society. And I note, Deputy, when you brought forward your proposals earlier on this year in terms of your motion, you left out the fuel allowance. No recompense to support people, the most vulnerable, in a targeted way, which is key and which is absolutely needed. The government's position is very clear. We stood up the National Affordability Task Force to look at affordability right across the economy to the household and particularly to the most vulnerable. And that report will be published in advance of consideration for the budget. And we will be looking at, through that report, in the first instance, energy price, secondly, addressing energy poverty and consumer protections, which are very important, as well as energy affordability. I would ask people who are struggling to, first of all, to engage with your supplier. Minister O'Brien has been very clear in meeting all the energy companies, working with them to ensure that people are not cut off who engage with them to support them. We'll be coming forward, obviously, as a government collectively with other measures in the context of the next budget. And as you've seen in previous budgets, we were agile. We reacted before the calendar turned and supported families right across the economy and supported the most vulnerable, which is key, through our targeted measures in the current budget, which still are being utilised and are supporting families as we speak. So it's key that we ensure we continue to support families. We'll be doing that through evidence-based initiatives, through our National Affordability Task Force, through supporting customers who are in arrears. I would also say to people who are in trouble to reach out to our Department of Social Protection, where you have a range of supports from the additional needs payment, working with families to ensure that no one gets cut off. And right now, we know that the fuel allowance has increased significantly, €150 per month, again to support families in a targeted measure, which now has about 460,000 homes right across the economy who are in support of it. And we extended it this year to the work and family payment, bringing 50,000 more families into the support and linking it to work as well, supporting people who are working right across the economy.
Deputy Doherty.
Minister, you and your government withdrew energy credits in last year's budget. That's why we're seeing what's happening now. We have record numbers of families across the state who can't pay their electricity or gas bill. That is on you. We are paying the highest electricity costs in Europe. And the electricity companies have just told us that they're going to jack up prices again. In less than 3 weeks, 1.2 million families across the state are going to face near double-digit increases on electricity and gas prices. And what's your response? Wait till see what we'll do in next year's budget. That's not good enough, Minister. You need to call in the energy companies and you need to say to them that these increase after increase after increase is simply not on. But the government also needs to have direct intervention. The government needs to bring forward energy credits right now. You have to understand the scale of the problem. There are people coming to me who had never a problem paying their electricity bill, never a problem paying their gas bill, but because of the relentless price increases after price increase after price increases, they now can't pay their bills, Minister. The penny needs to drop. 500,000 households is massive. So I'm asking you very clearly, will you act now before these increases take effect in 3 weeks' time and bring forward energy credits? And will you rein in the companies here and tell them that we cannot face these energy increases time after time while they make multi-million profits?
We are acting now at a record level right now in the economy, supporting people at the fuel pumps, supporting people through electricity reductions in VAT rates. We are supporting people right across the economy to ensure that they are not cut off. Minister O'Brien has met with all the energy companies and given the government an assurance that anyone who works with energy companies in relation to their bill, they will be supported. And I would say quite critically that you have brought forward a number of measures that you said you costed at $100 million a month that you would bring forward at the start of this energy crisis. The government is doing much more than that. And critically what you do, you say the government is doing nothing this side of the border, but stand the other side of the border and you actually are doing nothing. So we are acting in a record level. We're supporting families and we will continue to do that through the National Affordability Task Force, looking at energy affordability, looking at protecting consumers and looking at energy policy. And we always have acted in the past and will continue to do so and to protect the most vulnerable in society.
Deputy Keane O'Callaghan.